So those are noble thoughts that are embodied there. And if someone is to change, then who? Again, it seems to be good to think about the development of the person and the power to change. This day is dedicated to you. It isn't about, certainly not about me, and I dare say that it is not about Mr. Dhammika Kalapuge either. But then he is a conduit for all sorts of beneficial things. This happens to be the 2,250th training program that he is conducting. Not all of those have been in our own country. Rather, he has conducted training programs vigorously in many other countries as well. Our neighboring country of India, in the Maldives, in Singapore, and Australia, and elsewhere too. He's a chartered marketer, and he's been recognized with his articles and contributions being included in learned journals and magazines in many of those countries that I just mentioned. So he is recognized. Interestingly, recently, fairly recently, Ron Kaufman, who you may or may not have heard of, but it's worthy of your investigation. Ron Kaufman, in a sense, is considered one of the stalwarts and the prime trainers in this realm of people development. That's what Ron Kaufman does. He's American by nationality, and he's internationally known. Recently, in Singapore, he had invited Dhammika Kalapuge to meet with him and, in fact, has interviewed him. And that clip is on YouTube. Ron Kaufman interviews Dhammika Kalapuge. Interesting. You can have a look at that clip if and when you choose to. In that clip, it is recognized that Mr. Dhammika Kalapuge is one who has striven over a number of years, as I said, some 30-odd years, striven to impart service excellence among his compatriots. Service excellence. It's a notable phrase because there is a thing called a service culture that is referred to in that clip. And do you know something? I found it fascinating that in his remarks, not Dhammika's, Mr. Kaufman's remarks into the camera, he says, I am with the Ron Kaufman of Sri Lanka. Now that's a very difficult recognition to get, but he's got it. It isn't that Dhammika says that. Dhammika wouldn't say that. But Ron Kaufman says, I am with the Ron Kaufman of Sri Lanka. And then he goes on to speak about many things. Why should I tell you what he spoke of? He'll tell you. But, interestingly, he refers to that phrase, I'd like to say it again, a service culture. And that's where you come in. If you're able to touch the lives of other people, you are in a service culture. If I am rude to somebody or I am dismissive of somebody else, I have caused some hurt, my service to that person is seriously interrupted. After that, there is what we refer to as a gap between that person and myself. Okay, that's all I need to say. Please welcome on stage and pay close attention, and through the day he's going to make some revolutionary suggestions, such as move from that chair to this. Well, you obey him, Mr. Dhammika Kalapuge.
The program saying Aiboan. Okay. Is it okay to start something in Sri Lanka saying Aiboan? Is it good? Yes. Why? Our traditional way of greeting. Is it? Right. In Sri Lanka, this language, Sinhalese, is supposed to be one of the oldest languages in the world. And they call it an Arya Bhasha. And this particular word, Aiboan, has a meaning. What is the meaning? Live, long. Why are we doing all these things at the end of the day? To live. Do you agree? The man's basic needs we want to fulfill first, and human needs cannot be ever fulfilled and finished. The basic learning what you have in economics. So when we start living day by day, we want to improve the quality of life. We need that. Isn't it? Person who is walking would like to use a push bicycle. And person who travels in a push bicycle then would like to go in a motorcycle. Then thereafter he would like to invest in a four-wheel car, maybe a Maruti or a cheap car. Thereafter he would go for a branded car, Toyota, Nissan, Mazda. Then okay, then thereafter you want to go for real European cars, BMW, Benz, Volvo. Then thereafter you would think of going in a Lamborghini now, isn't it? Right. So when you start living, every day you want to keep on improving quality of life. And when you enjoy a quality of life, you want to live long.